one-day release. Demon sub tries not to crease, and Ewok's keeping nice and warm in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the Candyman is opening another can. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. Sometimes they're salty about the gaming biz, and nobody knows who Upworlder is. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop 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 time.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. God, I love that theme tune. Fucking legendary.
Where's old Ewok when you need him?
Oh no! Echo. Just hang on a second. I've got two Davids in my ears. Technical difficulties.
Don't even know why you've got two Davids.
That's
I
it.
haven't even set up the phone,
No, that's fine.
which is the point.
I've decided to switch to. I always forget. I switched to monitoring you through OBS, so I can hear when your audio drops. If you're a regular of the show, you'll know we've been having increasingly laboured audio problems. I've done a bit of digging last week, and I believe it is an error that was introduced in the last update of OBS 3.1.12 or something, and they're going to be fixing it as soon as they can. So we're just going to have to bear with it. It isn't something I can fix my side. It is definitely a scripting or code error in OBS. So we'll have to juggle it, and I'll make sure to have to keep skipping back to the main OBS overlay when we're doing the news.
I can't talk when we're in the news, can I?
Well, just try not. I mean, again, it just means you might have to repeat yourself, and it's only when I'm flipping to external bloody app.
Yeah, but when you want
programs.
to scroll a web page because we're talking about it in the news.
Yeah, that's going to be very difficult. That sort of thing we're going to have to fucking can for at least temporarily. Thank you, Ewok. Yeah, old bastard streamer. That's probably about right, mate. That is very correct. So, let's shout out the chat, which is flying away at a rate of knots. Don't talk, David, because I've left OBS. So, good evening to Cheese Me, first in. Good evening to Upworlder, that's Trevor. Good evening to Pandy, that's Paul from Pandyman Entertainment, purveyors of the Threat Level 0 and Trench Offensive games. Hello to Spam and Egg, that's David's other half, for those of you who are regulars. And who else we got? Damon, good evening, sir. Good to see you at Partisan. And finally put a face to the name. I do love doing that. Hello, Ewok. I think that's it. Oh, and Darren. Hello, Darren, sir. Hobbying tonight, mate. I don't know if I said hello. Yeah, there you go. Cheers. Me, me. Yeah, well, I got you in the end. Good to see all of you. See, Paul is put, David, talk, be free. Well, he can talk. I don't think you'll be able to fucking hear him. But
Hang on.
Ah! Oh my god! Did you? Don't tell me you had that prepared. Oh my god, that was fucking brilliant. That I was not expecting that at all. That's awesome. Well done, mate. Oh dear god. So we hope you had a good week since last we saw you. I apologise. I don't know if he's here yet. I apologise to Shakos and Sprues, and there are a couple of other guys in the on tabletop hobby chat last night. I was waiting for David to give me a ring so that we could start sorting out stream topic. I dropped in. Then before I really got chance to get my headphones settled and get all comfortable to do some hobbying, David rang me. So I dropped straight back out and didn't even say hello to anyone, which may have seemed really rude. But if you're watching this later, Shakos, I wasn't fucking, wasn't being some sort of like silent troll. I just sort of like, I thought I'd pop in and have a word, and then I got myself double booked. So, so yeah, Darren's on a hobby drought. Sorry to hear that, mate. Darren says I've actually packed away my painting gear for now, just not feeling it these last few months. Do you know what, mate? Don't worry about it.
Stop attacking me, Sam.
Oh dear! I tell you what,
it's been a while since I've had a nap, boys and girls.
It's yeah, that is fair. That is fair. It's been a while since he's fell asleep. Hello, Crispin. Oh my God, yeah, he pissed. Crispin, he's just not fit. He doesn't mean that. Look, come on, mind out of the sewer. Jesus Christ. Do you know? Just do your own thing, Darren. The mojo will return, mate. Don't force it, because if you force it, you'll really begin to resent it, and then you'll just be driven away for the hobby for ages.
We're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Dear. Cheese, he says, you know where we are, right? Sewer is top level. Sadly, there may be something to that. So, if you're new, welcome to the show. We're going to follow our usual format. So, over the next couple of hours, we are going to cover the usual things. David and I will show you what we're going to be hobbying on, because unlike Darren, we haven't quite completely lost our mojo. Although I will say, being sort of like committed to the stream, it does do things for one's hobby. I actually feel bad for sitting here smoking my pipe and doing fuck all. So I'm on a bit of a roll of actually getting some stuff done during stream, so I'm going to keep trying.
Fucking hell, are you feeling okay?
Don't force it. Crispin says that's what my wife says. Oh,
Jesus, dude, TMI. TMI.
Monetization was but a dream.
It always fucking has been. Let's not kid ourselves.
Oh my God, it's hysterical. So yes, we're going to show you what we're going to be hobbying on. We'll have a little bit of a chat about our gaming club night on Monday, which I'm really excited for because it was a great one. Which reminds me, I haven't queued up our single photo. Then we actually have some news to share this week.
Do you
It's
need
been a
some more
week where
photos?
stuff
'Cause
has
we took
actually piqued our interest. So, Crawdaddy Painting 941, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. And I don't know if you've been a lurker for a while, but it's good to see your name appear. He says everyone goes through a lull, interest changes, life gets in the way. If you quit for a while or forever, it's okay. This is a hobby. Exactly, mate. It's a hobby. It's not a job, even for us. It's not. Trust me. Even the worst paid job we've ever had.
We'd be feigning ignorance if we said that this was a job.
Yeah, no, I think we'd be severely called out if we started saying, "Oh, yeah, we're professionals at this."
We're professional wankers.
Fucking hell.
Never. Everything's technical difficulties. Never
Oh
get
my
anything
God.
right.
Hello, hiya Shakos. I don't know if you got my apology earlier, but I wasn't sort of blanking everybody last night. I dropped into chat with a full intent of interacting, and then had to go and plan the stream, so that wasn't a thing. So Ben, fucking Crispin and Ewok are having the most disturbed conversation. We'll just move quickly on from that and leave them to it in the chat, I think. Right, mate. Do you want to go first, or shall I?
Yeah. Give me a second. You haven't queued my camera up, so you go first.
I haven't queued your camera up, you say?
No,
Well,
because I only just put it on a stream started.
so I haven't queued your camera up because it wouldn't have been ready even if I'd wanted to. Is that what you're saying?
I was busy with my gloves.
Oh, okay then. Great. Okay, great.
It's for fuck's sake, spam. Why you lower the tone, girl?
Do you know, I'm so fucking glad that my wife's got other things to do than be in chat causing trouble, like somebody's partner.
You love her really, dude. You love her really.
I fucking, oh dear. Brilliant. Right, okay, let's go to the desk. So, what are we going to do tonight? Tonight, you know what I've said it before and I'll say it again. Simple jobs work better for stream, things that I can put half a brain on. So I've got a few quick jobs to do. The Frostgrave campaign, the new Frostgrave campaign with the Wildwood supplement is fast approaching. So I have some North Star figures for the first scenario. These need to be put on proper bases because they've just got these little metal puddle bases of affairs at the moment. And this is one of David's 3D prints. I'll tell you what, David, obviously you'll be able to see the screen. That's the Rangifers you printed. This is the
little bit big.
Yeah.
Little bit big.
I don't know if you want to
tell
sort
you
of.
what, my Rangers have obviously been taking those steroids.
I don't
they
know.
Are roided to fuck.
I don't know if this might be a trend with those miniatures from that Spanish guy. Whether it might be running an experiment of printing them at 80% or something like that. Because obviously they are
effort and brain cells.
Oh, okay. These because they are colossal. But yeah, so we're going to be basing this lot. Now, you may notice these here. So we've got some. I'm more than halfway through this job. This guy is going to be one of the Rangifer Javelineers. The big guy here. He's going to be one of the javelin hurling Rangifers, reindeer men for Frostgrave. And to get the javelins, I've got tons of these old skeleton spears from the Games Workshop skeleton kit from years ago. I've got a ton of spares. So what I'm having to do is just trim the arm off and then just leave a bare spear. And then they're pretty good sort of scale as javelins for these guys. So I've got like a little cluster of 3 because I've got 2 of these miniatures, one here and one that I've already based here. So I'm going to prepare the javelins.
Right, I'll be back in a second.
Glue them on. As I say, these are all little jobs to do. If I get through all of that, which is pretty unlikely given the work rate at stream. I do have my I still have my terrain bits and bobs box. I've still got these barbed wires to finish. With all I need to paint the wire to
You still not finished
put the
them?
metallics on. No, I mean I just tend to pick one up because it's such a fucking mind-numbing, irritating job just painting metallic on that hoop of wire and trying not to get it on everything else. I do too, and I'm so fucking stressed and irritated with it, I put it to one side and to do 2 more later. But as I say, basing first. We want to get the bases attached. I have my big selection bag of bases here. See if we can get that under camera. It's going to be massive. Obviously, 30 years of collecting miniatures has left me with a few spare bases. This is bag 1 of 2. So we'll be able to get some bases out of there. And then we're cracking on. So that in a nutshell is my plans for the evening. Well, we got Crawdaddies starting 3D printing. Oh, good, mate. Funnily enough, that topic may crop up later. Reminds me of Chopper from One Piece. What? That's lost on me. Ewok, that ranger's an expert tosser. Yes, Ewok. Yeah. I think I can believe it. Right, okay. Right. Now then, of course I still haven't queued you up because I was doing stuff. Don't talk. You're not allowed to talk because I've gone away. I have gone to another web page.
I should just gesticulate at the camera.
just hold up expletives. Fucking cunt. Now then, where are we? Properties. Post David's Webley camera. Pafety. Blip, blip. Okay. 3, 2, 1. You're back in the room.
Right, boys.
Oh, okay,
hell, this is a bit wide angle on my new phone. Let me see if I can fix that.
Okay. That's better.
Bit better.
Shakos says,
less wide angle.
"Is that the pre-coloured war bases? Amazing stuff." It is, Shakos. I think as we talked about at Parties
We'll come to that in a minute. So, I treated myself to some wagons. So we're going to be building these motherfuckers tonight.
Cool.
But I'm all out of glue holding implements and things to crack open my Sino with. So I might have to dive out in a bit.
You need 2 sets of pliers.
Yeah. So they're in the bedroom. Fuck knows why, but they're in the bedroom. So I'm going to go get them in a minute. But before stream tonight, we did some starter work on my Frostgrave warband. Look at this wizard.
That is
fucking hell. That's
cool.
like 4K now. I've got a new phone. Look at that, boys and girls.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you were flying with a new phone. Oh, technical difficulties, guys. Brace yourselves.
There you go.
Jesus, she's got some hips on her. Well, yeah, she got 4 kids.
She's got fucking ass cheeks as well, mate. I mean, if you want to see a dump truck on a gnome, boys and girls, just wait. There you go.
Fucking hell. Yeah, welcome to the stream, guys. This is where intellect comes to fucking die.
Yeah, we've got a nice range of miniatures here that are now just waiting for a Zenithal dry brush to then be slapped on contrasts.
So we reckon we're speed painting the fuck out of another project, do we?
Yes, we are, because look at this Yeti.
Oh, that's Yeti or White Gorilla?
Well, same difference, isn't it, really?
Ooh, is it?
Oh, Paul, I know what I wanted to talk to you about. You said about snow leopards.
Yep.
So I have one.
Earn.
Where's the... missed the paint, because apparently I'm a twat.
I have one primed.
Where's number 3? Because number 3 is a wanker. Here's number 3.
Yeah, that's an odd pose. What the
A
fuck's he...
little bit ostentatious.
What the
as a
hell's
snow
going on with
leopard.
his chest? Is he wearing a bib? Or
I
is it
don't really.
or is it a frilled shirt? What the fuck?
I don't know, but
That's surreal. Before
it's
we,
odd.
while we're on the topic, let's quickly check while I've got you on here, because we never remember this shit when we're not, as soon as we're left the building. Setup for scenario 2. Place a central treasure on the top tier of the pyramid, 2 additional tokens on opposite corners. Each player places 1 additional token on the table halfway across the table from their starting edge, no closer than 6 inches to the pyramid. Place a phase cap next to each treasure token on the pyramid, so that would be 3. That's a phase, so 3 phase cats.
Well, you've got 3 phase cats, have you not?
Place a snow leopard on each side of the pyramid. That's
You need
4.
4 snow leopards.
6 inches away from the base, blah, blah, blah. And then I think there is a...
There's top cat.
Yeah, I
isn't
think
there?
there is a big cat in the tops. Yeah, and then what you do is you roll each turn, and then if you get a certain initiative you roll, you get a saber-toothed cat appears.
Okay.
Which is obviously a fucking great big prehistoric cat. So I don't know if we've got... I've got a miniature that I might be able to do for that.
I might have a saber-toothed cat somewhere. Leave it with me. I'll have a look.
Yeah.
Boys and girls, can we please talk about warbases.co.uk?
Go on then, if you must.
And this pre-printed MDF that doesn't look dog shit with the color palette.
Yeah. Because it's like a screen printing. Is it UV printing?
It's like a sublimation, I think. So I think
Yeah.
it's like a vinyl that's heated into it.
Um,
with a really nice wood grain texture.
Yeah. I mean, the only other similar ones are the ones from Micro Arts, and I don't like the color palette in those.
I'm going to crack this so it's not so glossy on the screen for people. Yeah, Micro Art is a little bit shiny for my liking. So yeah, you get a raw side and a printed side,
which doesn't look. It looks satin, but not mad glossy.
Yeah, it's got a slight sheen to it.
Yeah.
Got some details in different colours, and again, beautiful thing about this, unlike the War Cradle shit, it's not scattered across 15 sprues. It's actually really efficiently packaged and done.
Yeah. I must confess.
And then the roof.
I assembled. Because this was a purchase at Partisan, wasn't it, mate?
Yes, this was.
I purchased 4 different varieties of. Let's go back to the main shot. I purchased 4 different varieties of World War II bunker. For my collection. For doing bolt action, and I assembled.
Boys and girls.
Sorry, mate.
I had one last thing to show the boys and
sorry.
girls.
I assembled all 4 of my bunker kits in less than an hour. They were really quick.
Now I have a 4K camera, boys and girls. You can read that Gasland sign.
That is going to be cool for Gaslands. You found that in a bloody junk box as well, didn't you?
Yeah, it was in a bargain half-price bin box. Probably because it looks like the supports have failed here at the bottom and just pulled up slightly.
Okay. Because that curvature is like white. Yeah, okay. I think that looks fine. I wouldn't.
For what I want, perfect. It's fine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For £2, happy days.
That looks awesome, man.
But yeah, beautiful Gasland sign. And then there was a couple of other purchases I made for mainly flames, wasn't it? Bought some hay bales, bought some swamps. Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it.
To be fair,
I've moved everybody. There
again, we'll talk about this all later, so we don't necessarily need to go into too much detail. But I need a new scalpel blade. Oh, is this the last one?
I picked up
Yes,
a
it
container.
is.
I picked up a glue container and I put it down somewhere, and I don't know where I put it down.
Oh, why are we not? Actually, do you know what? This is sort of one of the regular features of the show that we've missed. You trying to scrabble around finding fucking things.
Yeah, for those that have been here since day dot,
This is not new.
how have you been missing it?
Fucking yeah. You just when you were getting nostalgic for Dave losing shit, we're back on form. Right. Who's gonna bet that I'm gonna do myself an injury with that brand new super sharp scalpel blade?
I'm putting
Answers on a
$5
postcard.
I'm putting a $5 on it, and it happening within the next 5 minutes. Just saying.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just see if I can bring up our photograph of our game, and then we'll tell everybody about.
I've just sent you some more anyway on Discord.
Oh, sent me more on Discord. We'll just do the one I had on my phone because I can't be bothered. It'll give. To be fair, it'll give the folks something to look at while we yak.
Are Paul and David at the Arden? Thank you, Pandy, for doxing us.
Oh, that'll be us buried in groupies. Fucking hell. Yes, mate, we are.
Am I going to have to bring like a really big baseball cap and some dark glasses
Yeah.
just to get past the crowds?
Yeah, definitely. Oh dear.
I think we should fucking do it, mate. I genuinely will be unrecognisable in our Yellow Belly Tabletop t-shirts. Just saying.
The Crawdaddy painting says, "Why is it when I get older, eyesight isn't great? I decide to pick up 6mm armies to paint."
Regrets.
It's not you, mate. It's not. Hiya, JJ. That's JJ of Dystopian Wars. Fact?
Yes, it is. JJ.
Scythopian Wars, I should
Scythopian, yeah. Oh, JJ, I am liking your little teasers for shit you're bringing to Expo. We will have to chew your chin off again, mate.
JJ might be me failing to stick to one of my resolutions, but we'll come back to that. It's not just you, Crawdaddy. I played Epic back in the day, and just now I've turned 50. I'm really into the idea of getting back into small scale gaming, whether that be historicals or fantasy or whatever.
Or the new sci-fi game that we have arriving shortly, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we've already got Epic
see.
Warpath Kickstarter due to deliver soon, so I need to sort myself out some bases. So while we're sorting out bases, let's tell everybody about the club. So Monday night's club night for David and myself, and this week we played a game together, didn't we, sir?
We did. We got some Oath of the Mark to the table.
Yeah.
My God, does Joseph do a good game?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
We'd played a tester game of Oathmark at my house many moons ago, probably a year or more.
Yeah, possibly even longer than that,
and this was our second go at the job. We played 750 points ish.
Yes, we did.
Something like that. But I enjoyed this game more than the first. Oathmark is a great system. I'm really excited to dig into it some more. For those of you who play a lot of large base rank and flank style games, I guess you'd call them, with movement trays, will probably agree with me that for a game like that to work, the movement has to be critical to the flow of the game.
That's one thing I will say. Having done like 2 rank and flanks back to back, Oathmark does movement better. Oathmark does things not dying like they're made of tissue paper better.
Yeah, which I think is a good thing. If all of your units drop to a stiff breeze, I don't. It just makes everything so final. It's better when units are pushed back, displaced. They get another chance to fight. Do you know what I mean? Just drawing it out is a good thing.
And again, I think some of that has to do with how close you start in Hobgoblin, because you're only like 16 inches apart from the start. Whereas we were what, 40? We were only 8, 16. We were 32 apart. Is that right?
It's a 48-inch map with 8-inch deployments. 32. Is that right? 16.
I can math. Yeah, that's right. Oh, so, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, we were considerably further apart than, than in your bloody, oh Christ, old man
Hobgoblin.
brain. What's it called?
Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin. Thank you. Not a great game name, frankly.
No, it is a little bit weird when you're searching the internet for Hobgoblin Wargame and it brings up a load of fucking D&D miniatures.
yeah, hardly the most unique fucking sort of like label.
Game. Oh,
but yes,
sake, I'm going to swear profusely at that in a minute. We're going to fucking come back to that.
So, Oathmark. Oh, we played a very small points. I mean, a typical game of Oathmark is designed to be around 2,500 points. So it was a very small game.
About 3 times what we had on the table, really. Would you like to tell the boys and girls at home about how you were totally outplayed?
Yeah. I got absolutely crushed by David's dwarves. But it's interesting because we talk, as David and I want to do, whenever we play we play for an hour and a half and then spend at least 30 minutes dissecting the experience. And I think it's fair to say that my army choice, which was cheap goblin archers backed up by very expensive elven spears, wasn't a great match for David's sort of like
monocultured dwarf.
It's sort of like basically the war machine was a problem I didn't really have an answer for, and then he had a highly elite heavy armored unit that my stuff just kept bouncing off of. And
the threatening Indrik.
The Indrik, I said at the time, the Indrik was a problem, but I think I neutered it relatively successfully with the cheap Goblin Archer unit that it just had to chase around the board. But the weird thing is, on paper, I don't think I had much of a chance of winning with the troops I'd picked, but I still enjoyed the process of the game, and I think when you can enjoy the execution of a game, even if the game, because you could on paper say, and this is an accusation I level at 40k all the time, which is you can just lose with the army you build. There are it's just like, don't bring enough anti-tank against a high armored army, you've lost, And you could argue that might have been true here. But unlike 40k, I did enjoy the process and I didn't feel utterly powerless. I was definitely like, well, if I can pull off this charge, then get a flank charge.
The biggest thing for you was failing those 2 activation rolls in the middle.
Definitely. And like I say, if I'd have had a perfect world, if I'd have had a perfect turn where I double charged front then flank your heavy armored unit, I think I could have driven it off the war machine, then killed the war machine, and actually the game would have been really quite tight.
Yeah, the game would have been a lot closer. Because what was it? Scores on the doors at the end. It
Oh,
was fucking.
it was ridiculous. I killed about 50 points of your models, and you killed about 250 of mine. So
Yeah.
it was a massive loss. But like you say, because in this game your units have to pass an activation test to just do their basic actions. And there were a couple of points during the game where I failed those at critical moments. And when you fail an activation test, you do get to make a move action, but you can't engage in combat. You can shoot if you've got ranged weapons, but at slightly reduced effectiveness. But I failed them when it really mattered. With my elves were just about to pounce, and
you were about to charge.
Yeah, and I couldn't charge, and I just basically I lost a whole turn. But it was a fantastic game, and the whole campaign system. I said this when we played the demo game. I'm sure if you go back and watch our old stream. Like all of Joseph's other games, Oathmark has a campaign system where you have a kingdom and then you have campaign turns where you can take control of your opponent's sort of like territories or cede control of your own, and that whole thing. Yes, just amazing.
Yes, cheese me. Unfortunately, so basically everything has a activation stat, like its morale value, really, isn't it?
It's the same stat.
Yeah. Goblins are wildly
6.
and woefully awful at 6s on a D10. Disciplined elves are mainly like 3 up, aren't they?
Yeah, so the elves are like super elite. You roll 2d10, and I need 1 3+ to do 2 actions, which can be move and fight, or shoot, or maneuver. So I only needed. I think there was a special rule in play that actually increased my activation value, I think, to a 4. So I just needed a 4+ on 2d10.
No. Yeah, it was the weather, wasn't it?
Couldn't do it. So again, it was just a statistical blip, but it happened at just the moment that it helped David massively. It's a great game. It's an absolutely great game.
And again, the only sort of counter to this is that morale system. So when you take injuries and when you take wounds, you roll 2d. Is it 2d10 still you roll? Yes, it is, isn't it? It becomes morale.
Morale test is the same. You roll against your activation value with 2d10. But the roll is modified by the wounds or casualties you've just received,
or whether you've just been shot at, because ranged isn't overly effective, is it, etc., and stuff like that.
No, which again is a good thing.
No, and again, I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying like it's on there.
Yeah.
But if you ever fail that, you become disordered, or isn't it? I think the wording
that's correct.
And then if you fail another one while disordered, you are broken and you just foxtrot Oscar out of there, off the table. Good night, sweet prince. Nice knowing you. And
and the other thing that's really nice about the game, and this actually happened during the game, if you gain the disordered status on one of your units, if your opponent can disorder that, like David said, if you can force a second morale check, you can rout them. If you let that unit take an activation test and pass it, a bit like in bolt action where you drop a pin, as soon as you successfully activate a unit, you drop its disordered status. So your opponent has to strike at the units that are weakened. there is a real strategic incentive. It's Oathmark Crispin by Joseph McCulloch. It's the rank and flank game that was killed by COVID because it was due to be released just before the Great Plague, and unfortunately it basically meant that Joseph got no exposure for it. I'm convinced if he'd have released it in normal times, the game would be as popular as his other titles, Frostgrave, Stargrave, easily. It's one of the most refreshing rank and flanks I've played in ages, and even just for the addition of the campaign mode, because it takes the fantasy that we all had back in the day of playing Warhammer Fantasy Battles by Games Workshop with the Mighty Empires supplement and having huge campaign games, and it takes all of that but actually puts it in a presentation that you're likely to be able to play without it turning it into a lifetime commitment sort of thing. It gives you a really clever way to build a unique model collection. It's such a game.
I mean, again, the fact that you build your kingdom to build your army.
Yeah.
And you can mix dwarves with orcs, with elves, with humans, with undead if you pick up the correct supplements.
Yeah.
You can really build a fully characterful and flavorful empire, kingdom, whatever you want to call it, and then play some really cool campaign games with your mates. But again, it works perfectly well as standalone.
Yeah, and yeah, you can just play standalone games, like David says. I mean, the other thing is as well, if you're a 50-year-old grognard like me who has an extensive fantasy model collection, you just buy the rulebook and play. Do you know what I mean? Some of the monsters in the game are a little bit unique. Like the dwarves have giant woolly rhinoceri called Indrix. You know, probably not the kind of model that's the easiest to find in the world, but I think my goblins can take giant poisonous venomous swamp snakes. Again, probably not the easiest models to acquire, but apart from that small criticism on the collecting front, it's a fucking cracking game. And like Shakos says there, the actual basic troops, like elves with spears, elves with sword and shield, all of that stuff, North Star do great plastic kits for. And you know what? If you're not into North Star sculpts, like David's not particularly, and you've got 3D printer go brr, the world is your oyster. The world is your oyster.
Okay, so I am happy to report that the buildings are waterproof.
Tell me. I know. Yeah. Let's burn him at the stake. Oh, that's another great little overlay. I could get flames. Crackling flames to go on his windows, so when he does heresy, we can burn him at the stake. What do you reckon, guys?
Excuse me,
should
bitch.
I do that?
You also now 3D print. Therefore, you are equally as eligible to be burnt at the stake for being a heretic. Just saying.
I didn't say I didn't like North Star.
Yeah, but I don't like North Star.
Next he'll be saying he doesn't like fucking Mantic.
I don't like Mantic minis. I don't like Mantic minis.
Oh,
why does 3D printer go burr? Because Mantic minis weren't good enough.
Why does the righteous flame but not work? Damn, that's something I'm gonna really have to work on. Right, okay.
Excuse me, we're both going to get roasted for slating the shit out of the multi-award winning Moonstone. Just saying.
Bring it, shit. But let's do the news.
It's the part of the show that we have come to know as the latest salty blizzard of nerdy sorrow. More news than you can shake the salt at. Salt at. More news than you can shake the salt at.
Now then. Salt. Okay. Oh my God, I don't think so. Darren, next week he'll be saying he loves Games Workshop. I said he's a heretic. I didn't say he was mentally ill.
Hell hasn't frozen over yet, mate. Just
Right.
saying.
Shall we do some news for the people at home? This is you.
Are we doing mine?
Yeah, we are.
Mine? Bored Stupid. So these are some guys I found through a Facebook group because they were putting up some posts. They've got some recommended games you should buy, games you should try, and games that are hidden gems to keep your eyes out for at UK Games Expo.
Cool.
Mainly, obviously, board game focused, as the name of the channel would suggest. However, they have said Malediction that we spoke about when it was being teased.
It is a board game.
It is a board game. Maybe there and maybe being tried, and you may be able to buy it. So I think me and Paul have said we might try it.
Look, we talked about Malediction.
It's not busy.
I wasn't taken with the Kickstarter. Was it Kickstarter or GameFound? I wasn't.
Yeah, it was one or t'other.
Evening Toros.
Like yourself, I wasn't overly taken with it, but I would like to try it.
No, I'm happy to do that, mate. I am absolutely happy to try it.
It was too expensive to buy. Let's be brutally honest, because it was fucking 90 odd quid or whatever it was for that particular set, and it's like, dude, guys.
I think also my concern, and the thing that I think remarked about on stream, was it stank of kitchen sink, where they'd literally thrown everything into it. Miniatures, cards, and it, you know, it got the collectible deck building element, it's got miniatures, it's a board game. It's like, it just seemed to be trying too hard to be all things to all men. And maybe it's an age thing, but I have grown to like games that have a bit tighter focus on what they're trying to do.
Well, again,
I sort of enjoy them more.
Underworlds became.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yes, again, Underworlds did have that problem, which is exactly why, to enjoy Underworlds, we said, shall we not bother doing the deck building bollocks? Because that seems like a load of shit.
Taras, go rewatch and it's actually quite a fitting topic, because you boys and girls, based on the main topic tonight, need to go rewatch the episode at the start of the year and endure the hour and a half of bullshit waffle that we had to when we were trying to find out what we actually did. Board games do not count, and I do believe I even caveated it in that particular one that I might pick up a new game at UKGE.
Oh, board games don't
Just
count.
saying.
Contentious.
Board games don't count, and the reason board games don't count is because you just pop the cardboard out and then play with the fucker.
So when you can just pop it out and play with it, you say it's allowed.
Yes. If I come back from Expo,
you heard it here first, guys. If he can pop it out and play with it, everything's on. It's all good.
If I come back from Expo with a shit ton of miniatures, slap me.
Oh dear. Oh my God, you are getting so flamed. Toro says, I don't count board games either, because 99% of them are crap.
Ooh, harsh words.
Right. So yes, I'll be honest, this is on David, because I haven't had a chance to go and watch it yet, but I don't know as I'm actually in the market for a board game. I'm a bit buried in Kickstarter projects and things that I don't want to shack on. It's just fucking emoji spam. Oh dear.
Question. How's Maledum coming along for you even? Sorry.
It's not. That's why I'm not looking for anything new. I am buried in fucking projects to sort out. Woeful figures where you pop them out of the plexiglass. I have Toros. I've seen those sort of. I know Jerry's a big fan of those sort of printed, screen printed plastic acrylic. I think they are miniatures.
No,
I'm
spam. Me and you will have
not.
arguments. I don't have enough board games.
Even at the small scales, like I get what Jerry was saying, where like at 10 mil scale or smaller, they are like the thickness of the actual acrylic sheet is basically how thick the miniature would be. I get it. I totally get it, and I totally see how hobby light they are. But there's an element, even though I'm somebody who doesn't enjoy painting the most out of all the elements of the hobby, I'll cut every corner on God's green earth for terrain. But I do still like to paint my own models. And I do actually enjoy playing with my own models. It's like I own very few models that I've bought pre-painted and haven't repainted myself. But even some that were probably good enough to leave alone, I literally have only a handful. And I'll be honest, most of those are models from when I was a teenager. And they're more of a nostalgia thing because I have such fond memories of my best friend at the time, Chris Marrows, who painted so much of my figures for me. And because he was such a good friend and such a keen hobbyist, I've left them more as a memory of him than
homage.
You know, an homage rather than because I look at them and think, oh, I could repaint them; they'd be much better. But that's not the point. Let's look at the next story. So the next two are really just shout outs. It's not news as such. We're not going to do a big video on
who's this guy? Who's this guy?
Some fucking idiot. I'm not sure. We're not going to do a big video on Partisan because other people have done a fantastic job. Shakos and Sprues, James, who's in the chat, has done a video. Yours is about half an hour, I think, James. Fantastic review of the Partisan show at Newark that happened last weekend. Table coverage and, you know, just what's on.
All the shit better than we can do it.
Yeah, there's just literally... And bless him, Lee over at Miniature Adventures has done another video. I think his is only 15 minutes. There are lots of these videos out there. I think I saw Warp Spite did one that was an hour, something like that. Another good channel. Sorry about that. Let's go back to here. So we're not going to bother doing a video. Everybody else has already done it. They've done a cracking job. So just a little. It was Partisan was a great show this year. There was loads to see, some fantastic tables. My personal favourite was the Japanese invasion of the Pacific Island for obvious reasons. That sort of like that aspect of World War II has been in my mind a lot with planning my bolt action campaign. And there was this fantastic table where they'd created like a Pacific, almost like a long horseshoe shaped island, and there were civilians and buildings and seaplanes and the Japanese landing craft, and it was just so well done. It was a beautiful looking game that just went on all day. So yeah, go and have a look at these videos, and because there's some real beautiful stuff to see. What we got next? The next one is a little bit of again, this is a public information thing. For those of you who are going to UK Games Expo, The map is now live on the website. And it's way better laid out than it was before, because you got an individual key for each of the separate halls. Obviously, the hall layout has changed, because is it Hall 1 they don't have any access to this year, mate?
Hall 1, they don't have
Yeah,
access to
okay.
half of it. The other half of it's being used for ticketing. So actually, slightly better than other years in that respect, that you can come in through the main doors and ticketing's there, rather than have to walk past all of the shit to get your ticket.
I did see your link, Toros. That was in my Discord chat, mate. Yes, I did. The skirmish campaigns thing. Yes, I did. Thank you very much for that.
No, Upworlder, you don't have a fully painted Malifaux faction anymore, do you?
Shots fired! What
Just
a
saying.
bitch! Yes, Shakos. So David and I, we tend to rock up on the Thursday. Unless they've changed it for this year, you can collect tickets up till about 6-7 p.m. Thursday night.
Something like that, usually.
So if you're there for the whole weekend, collect your tickets on Thursday. Avoid the Friday queues. It's the smart thing to do. It's way quieter, way calmer, and you'll gain that extra hour and a half on Friday morning, because the queues on Friday get pretty fucking crazy. So yeah. So yes, feel free to go and check out the maps, find out who's exhibiting, where they're going to be, and we're all going to get ourselves super hyped for Expo and hope it's the most mega experience of the year. I personally am super looking forward to it. I am a little bit anxious because my wife is going into hospital tomorrow for a cataract operation. Now, I've done my research and she should be fully recovered. But I am a bit anxious about that. But apart from that going wrong, it should be a good time.
Trevor's excited for Brokeback Expo.
Oh,
just be careful what you're happy for, Trevor. Just be careful what you're happy for, mate. Just saying.
I was just thinking a way to reply to that, and I couldn't. I was thinking, is there a way to apply to that probably won't get this video taken down? No, there isn't. Let's leave it.
No, there isn't at all.
Let's move quickly on.
Nothing you can do and or say in that situation is going to improve that fact.
No. You guys could say it. I've got plausible deniability. Right, okay. Fucking hell. Where were we? Do you know what? It's been absolutely fucking ages where I've seen anything in the hobby sphere on YouTube and thought that was a good video. But bless him, Miniac here, his latest video was a little cracker. So, basically the idea of the video is it's a sort of colour theory video, but it's really basic. What he did was Scott asked his community, his like Patreons and supporters, to give him colour pairs. So just 2 colours, and he will paint miniatures with just 2 colours. And this video, I think it's 15 minutes. It's not a long one. There are some fucking gem ideas in this. Like, at one point, he adds the opposite colour to a colour on the colour wheel to change its tone instead of using black or white. And I'd never thought of doing that before. Modulating a colour with its opposite. And it's such a clever idea. Then he does other clever things, like on one of the miniatures, he uses each of his colour pairs, one to mix for the highlight and one to mix for the shadow, on a third colour, like a neutral khaki or something like that.
Okay.
Again, fucking clever little tips. So it's one of them videos, you watch it and you just realize that you've just been given, in a short space of time, you've got some real hot tips for how to paint creatively with less colors and actually just make the whole process more interesting. It is a banging video. There's only one thing in the video that seems utterly forced. At one point, I think he takes a green and a purple and he like airbrushes the miniature so that the purple is underneath and the green is on top. And then he ends up overpainting the model with other colours, or overpainting it, and pretty much loses that whole transition. It certainly doesn't come across in the camera, which seems a weird thing. But that's just, I think he does 3 or 4 miniatures in the video. I forget now. But it's a cracking video. And like I say, it's just, I don't want to watch an hour of something when 10 minutes will do. Just a brilliant vid. Go and watch it. And this, I don't even know what to say about this. So I don't even know where I saw this. I saw this on Tabletop. So Spectre Minis, who do like a modern warfare game, which I have heard of, apparently they do a cosmic horror game.
Yes, it's not long been released. I thought you knew about it.
No, I'm fairly sure this went past me, but as cosmic horror is a thing,
Cosmic horror is my jam.
I am definitely going to be looking into this more. So as I say, I literally found this before we came on.
2026.
Because rules, Spectre Operations is their classic modern day. Does anybody know, is it just a supplement for Spectre Ops, or is it its own rule set? Oh fuck, stop doing that. Is it its own rule set? So Keywalk says there's quite a few long videos on the internet that yes, that you only need the first 3 minutes. They've done a new version and released this as a variant. So is it basically just play with the core Spec Ops rules? I believe it's the rules. Fuck me, I'm gonna have to look into it because the miniatures look brilliant. I mean, you guys, you've heard us talk long enough about the Call of Cthulhu mythos, the Fantasy Flight, Arkham Files shit. A miniatures war game based on that would be fucking, yeah, that would be in my wheelhouse.
Dude,
yes.
Let me talk, because I can't talk right now because you're on the website.
I'm back.
You already own a Mythos-based game.
Yes, I know.
Get that to the table, and then you're allowed to.
He's bullying me. Fucking hell.
I'm not bullying you. I'm telling you the fucking truth.
So what you're saying is, so if I give you a ring, can I buy it?
Oh, is that how this works?
Oh dear. Fucking hell. Cheesy hashtag no new games. Cheesy does like his hashtags, doesn't he? But that's it, guys. That's the news, and it's almost 9 o'clock. So cool. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, cosmic horror is sort of accepted shorthand. Everybody knows what it means now. To be fair, though, I mean, obviously H.P. Lovecraft was the progenitor, but I have to say, even as somebody who is a fan of Lovecraft's work for what it was when it was. He was succeeded by generations of authors that really moved the idea on. You know, so do you know what? I think actually saying that cosmic horror is bigger than H.P. Lovecraft is not a contentious thing. Exactly, Cheese Me. That's exactly my point. Even at the time of Lovecraft, there were loads of others. But and you know, what the hell? I don't know. David's got something vibing. So I can't think of any names off the top of my head. There's one who's gonna fucking. I'll think of some while we're talking about something else. What's the name of the guy who did Conan? Anybody in the chat? Fucking hell, mental block. Ambrose Bierce. I think I've heard that name, but never read anything by him. Clive Barker. Clive Barker. It's very modern, but you've got to say, all those classic cosmic horror elements are there. It's very modern audience, but yeah, definitely, Darren. Oh fuck, it's gone. Right, let's do the main topic. It's main topic o'clock. Robert E. Howard, thank you. Because I think Robert E. Howard, wasn't he one of his peers? Ha ha. Okay, Larry Niven. Again, not what I'm familiar with. Right, okay, I need some smaller bases. So, tonight's topic, you have all been clickbaited. We're going to talk about taking a year off wargaming. Aren't we, mate?
We're going on a gap year.
Gap year, fucking hell. Fucking gap year. Yeah. So, obviously, oh yeah, this is what David was talking about earlier. Back in the dim yesteryear of January, we made ourselves some New Year's resolutions like we do every year. And we thought, well, it's about mid-year. We're struggling for a topic, as we always are on this show. So, shall we talk about what progress we've made on our New Year's resolutions? And I feel for you people, because when we had to go back and watch the show to find out what our New Year's resolutions was, I think I stopped. I said to David, why the fuck don't we just get on with it? It was the most waffly, meandering thing in the world. So I again, I feel for you guys, I really do. But so New Year's resolutions, we made 3 apiece, didn't we, mate? So I'll go first.
Yes, we did.
My 3 New Year's resolutions for 2025 were, first of all, to play more bolt action. That is something that I am definitely on target to achieve. I've got really enthused about bolt action since we discovered the campaign play and the campaign supplements. I am just so hyped for bolt action. It's just not true. So that was an easy win. My other next New Year's resolution was to dabble with 3D printing finally, because my wife bought me an FDM 3D printer for Christmas. And I've even done that. And I can show everybody at home. This is my second project that is 2/3 finished. I need to print the third tier of it. Again, really enjoying this. I
Hang on, did you just say you're really enjoying 3D printing?
I am. It hasn't been half as much work as I was afraid it would be, and I think it's been more rewarding than I thought it would be. So yeah, I'm really glad that I've jumped aboard the 3D printing bandwagon. I think FDM was the correct choice for me because I'm interested in printing terrain, not models, not miniatures, as in figurines.
I know what
you know, I'm in printing the terrain. I think is going to be so exciting for me. I'm really looking forward to it. As I say, I'm on my second project, which from a standing start, I've also actually technically my third, because I did print myself my own 3D designed paint trays. Again, a process I really enjoyed. So yeah, and then last of all, we've got the one we've talked about tonight, which is the no new wargaming systems commitment. And actually, it's not just not. In a way, we misrepresented Nightfall. We misrepresented our resolution, because actually it's not just about not playing new systems, is it, mate?
Well, actually, can we come to this in a minute? Because
yes,
we'll just
that's why I thought I'd hand over to you.
Do my three. So my three, my first one was to be more competitive, to go to a tournament, to experience a tournament. And I can say, hand on heart, I've done that. I achieved that in March when I went to the Strong Winds and Gales tournament at Mantic HQ for Armada. And I enjoyed it so much so that I'm waiting for them to put the next event on for me to go back to. And I've even possibly said to Alex, who I went with, about going to the Great Oxfordshire Boat Race next year, which is held at a slightly different time, but giving that a go as somewhere that's a bit more how should we say this? Grognardy, maybe.
A bit more committed.
Yeah, a bit more committed, a bit more competitive than a noob tournament. And again, it's as sort of me and Paul said in the pre-show for this. I only won one game. The game I won was against Alex, who I'd been playing repeatedly, getting ready for this tournament. I did table him, but even though I lost all my other games, I actually had fun doing it. And that's the thing, boys and girls. It wasn't super sweaty. It wasn't super complex. It was enjoyable. My next New Year's resolution was to do some solo content. So to do some recording of a board game or a system or something that I'm doing in my own time. I haven't really had fair opportunity to do any of that so far this year. I've been a little bit busy with life and family and everything else. So that is on the back burner, but it will be coming to you because so far, the third and final one of no new game systems is going quite well, isn't it, Paul? We've been to 3 shows so far this year, and we've not bought anything other than stuff for games we already own.
and bizarrely, yeah. I mean, essentially, we set ourselves the restriction, no new game systems, but we did allow ourselves to say, if we already play something, then we will be allowing ourselves to get into that. So, for example, Malifaux have released a 4th edition. I'm allowing myself to upgrade my Malifaux collection as I need, get into the new version. Burrows and Badgers launched the 2nd edition. I'm allowing myself to buy the new rulebook to go with my existing model collection. So it's, all it was like, if we don't own anything, we can't go into a new game or system. So if we don't already have a model collection and rules or whatever, or a history with it.
I'm going to just say this, though. I've been banned from entering Malifaux, and I own a Malifaux Mini.
Oh no, we're not doing this again, are we?
Just saying.
I mean, I'll be honest, to say that it's been a success in terms of a New Year's resolution would be a crazy understatement.
I mean, again, so off the back of this, we kind of discovered how it's got even better for us, haven't we, Paul?
I mean, I don't even know where to begin. So, like, if you watch some of our videos from probably the end of last year, October, November, and even December, I think we were both, probably more me, but I think we were both a bit burned out.
So last year for the regulars, or the newbies, we made a resolution kind of ad hoc about halfway through the year, didn't we, mate?
Yeah.
That we were only going to work on terrain whilst we were on the stream. And it was going so well, but I think we both got to about September and were like, this really isn't fucking working. Yes, we're getting terrain done, but it's all we're getting done. We've not got anything done for like the games that we're playing, the armies that we want to do, etc.
Yeah.
The hobby as a whole took a back burner because we were so focused on the time sync projects of terrain.
Yeah. And because we weren't playing with our toys, the whole thing was starting to feel a little bit pointless and overwhelming, because it's like, well, I've spent hundreds of pounds on this and I'm not able to enjoy it, sort of thing. And as I said earlier, it's a bit of a lie, really, because the point about the resolution is not that we've denied ourselves new games. We've given ourselves space to explore the games we already had, but hadn't given a fair crack at. I mean,
well, again, last year was really good because it allowed me to get the vast majority of my Flames of War table done.
Yep.
It was really good, and that was probably the only reason that I really stuck at it, because I had some Wild West Exodus terrain that I was still finishing, and I'm still finishing some of that now tonight on stream. But at least with the Flames of War stuff, I was playing games of Flames of War with Alex, so I was building stuff, playing with stuff, getting enjoyment out of it.
Yep.
It wasn't like it was just parked like some of the stuff that you were working on, Paul, was it?
To be fair though, like Carnivale, I got models assembled, MDF terrain assembled and base coated. It's like all the ships. I've assembled most of the ships from that second UKGE bundle, and I've got brown primer on them. So, do you know what I mean? I was getting stuff done, but I wasn't enjoying the process. That's the problem. Because of the way I was doing it, I wasn't enjoying it, and and it didn't matter what I did. I still felt that I wasn't using.
Mastering it,
I wasn't using the stuff that I bought, and I wasn't enjoying the games I wanted to play. But as I say, since we've sort of like changed direction with this new resolution, look at the stuff we've done this year. We've got Moonstone to the table. We've played Oathmark. We've what the hell else have we done? I've got
I've started a dwarven army.
I played a game of N5, the new Infinity. It's just because I'm not looking, because I'm not constantly a slave to what's new.
Oh, I'll tell you the other thing we got painted. We got Mutant Zone Wars.
Yeah, Mutant
Painted.
Zone Wars. We still haven't got it to
I
the
haven't got it
table,
to the table, but we've got it painted. Do you know what I mean? That's
definitely.
half the
I mean,
battle.
like I say, for me, it's been, not only has it not been that difficult, but the rewards I've got from just turning my head away from the temptation of the new stuff and focusing on, because it's, again, it's like Shakos there. Other than not buying stuff, I have a big turnaround with a hobby when I started doing and playing what I liked, not what other people say should like. Exactly, mate. And that's the thing as well. Night, Darren. We've got, it's like with Bolt Action. I'm really into it, and I'm going to give it. It's like Frostgrave. I've enjoyed the campaign. Bolt Action, I'm really enjoying at the minute. I sort of feel, you know, I'm doing what I want to do. I'm playing the games I want to play, and it's not as if I'm not spending money, because that's the other thing. I still am spending significant money. I spent well over 100 quid at Partisan, but what did I spend it on? I spent it on hills and roads, and I just keep growing my terrain collection. And
well, again, you bought that stuff on the basis that you need it for scenarios, you need it for your games, etc. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I bought some really nice pre-finished swamps, didn't I?
Yep.
Again, for similar reasons, to build my Flames collection, add some stuff to it that I don't currently have, and grow and develop.
Yeah. And like I say, just that difference to buying things like terrain is amazing. Like I say, the
Again,
thumbnail is not only clickbait, it's deliberately obtuse. By taking a year away from buying new games, and I put a few on the thumbnail. Don't get me wrong, it hasn't been completely effortless to ignore games I would love to play.
Looking at you, Pike and Shot Samurai.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that looking at Pike and Shot and the Samurai Army stuff on Warlord Stand Up Partisan looked amazing, and I could really get excited about it. But I just have to have the discipline to say no, maybe next year. Another one is Marvel Crisis Protocol. I still remember playing it in Scotland. It is such a good game. The miniatures are fan-fucking-tastic. I would love to buy a Spider Family Force for that. And the Spider Villain Force, and have a themed, because I'm really into Spider-Man. It's about the only one of the Marvel franchises I'm really heavily invested in. But I would love to do that. But I just can't.
Yeah, have a Green Goblin. I mean, again, for me,
Shakos says MCP is easy to avoid. You look at the price and go, how much?
For me, Arsenal. I got some X before Christmas. I've got them printed downstairs. I played some Blackout with them. The only thing I'm a bit dubious of is the severe lack of content for it at the moment, and buying the rules. Like, there's a lad on the internet called Matt Rendra who has done some battle reports now. So I'm going to give them a watch and see if it's actually going to be worth my time and money to probably get into it in 2026. Because again, Paul was in the car on the way home from Partisan and was oohing and cooing about getting a mech game, weren't you, mate?
Yeah. I actually, I've been watching a lot of sort of like YouTube videos about BattleTech and other mech-based games, and I would like to play a mech-based game. I can see why it would appeal. Um, so temptation is there, but I tell you what, the fucking rewards for actually resisting, for me, have been shocking. I am shocked at how much more enjoyment I'm getting out of the hobby. Just
Shakos. On that one, it's been pushed back. The new Bandai Gundam game.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
What's
it's been
the
pushed
news
back.
on that? The board game.
Yeah, the miniature game that they were doing.
So, do we know how far it's been pushed back?
No, I'm not sure they've definitively put a date on how far it's
Okay.
been pushed back. I don't think they want to necessarily hold themselves over a
Okay.
barrel.
Do we know why?
Not really sure.
Could be tariff related.
I think it came up with Snarlcast's podcast. It was on there.
Do you know what? I was actually thinking I haven't listened to the most recent Snarlcast. Perhaps I should do that. So yeah. That's the big takeaway for this week is I would highly recommend anybody to just step away from, I mean, like the chap who was on earlier, who said about
Jackass, wasn't it?
no, the new guy.
Oh yeah, I know what you're on about.
I'll have to scroll back in a second when I've finished gluing this goddamn spear
Something
onto
Daddy want it.
Yes, when he was saying about just stepping away. Because, again, do you know what? This is all talking about the tariffs and whether that's affected this Bandai project or what have you. That's another thing, because people were like, oh, the tariffs mean you won't be able to get new this, new that, new the other. Fucking hell. Most of us own enough stuff that we could spend 2 bloody lifetimes and not play with it all.
It's been refreshing for us, hasn't it, to pick up the unloved ugly duckling that we haven't played with for a while. Like, again, me and Paul have made basically another impromptu resolution halfway through this year, that for the rest of this year, so June, July, August, September, we're going to get one of the new game systems that we haven't played yet to the fucking table. So we've got like Wild West Exodus lined up. Paul's got Saga lined up.
We didn't even mention Mythos when we made our list.
No, we didn't mention Mythos. And again, this is the point entirely between us both. Fallout Wasteland Warfare. We have enough to shake a stick at. Let's do that and do some hobby and use this time wisely and get some stuff done rather than just buying new shit.
Yeah.
And again, this is the reason that I've kind of said only thing that I'm probably in the market for at Expo is a board game. And the main reason I'm in the market for a possible board game is for playing with family and the fact that it's just a sealed experience, get on with it, get it done kind of thing. It's not requiring me to do any painting. It's not requiring me to do any work. I mean, again, I've still got worms left to paint from a worms board game. I'd probably ought to go get them and get them finished this year while I'm in a let's get shit done mood.
Yeah. I mean, and like I said to you, I'd look at board games if I didn't already have so much. Do you know what I mean? Jesus Christ. I mean, I haven't even... We've talked about Maladum, Harakiri, Blades of Honor, massive board game with miniatures.
Frosthaven.
I haven't even finished my fucking Assassin's Creed yet, and I've just had the Kickstarter deliver the new supplement for that. So, yeah, I mean, I just... I'm not saying I won't get anything, but chances are pretty fucking low, I'm afraid. You know, I am very, very content to just keep exploring and enjoying what I've already got.
Yeah.
And as I say, because I am enjoying it a lot at the moment. Um, and is it a shame that I'll miss out on some games this year? Maybe, but there is always next year. I'm sure games like Midgard and Marvel Crisis Protocol and
They're not exactly a flash in the pan, are they?
no, I'm sure they'll still be here next year. I tell you what else I thought I might actually give a try. I know that we slate it constantly for its random movement, but I thought I might have a look at Chain of Command 2, to see what that's like. Um,
Well, again, Dragon Rampant, Lion Rampant. There's some new editions of that coming later this year. Malifaux 4, for me, I'd love to get into it. Be hitting the ground running in 4th, but also, do I want to commit to buying minis for 4th when I don't know what they're going to be like yet?
no,
No, probably
I
not. Let's hold my powder. Let's keep it dry. Let's spend some of that spending money on some Drop Zone Commander, some Carnivale,
yeah,
some Frostgrave. Let's play it. Let's spend that money that I've earned working on some games that I enjoy.
yeah. Let's just play. I mean, again, let's just play some of the shit we already own, man. Um, like I say, it's just madness. So Shakos says, okay, yeah. He says he doubts the tariffs would bother Bandai. Their main market is local. That's fair. Um, I'm hoping Ares will have Wings of War at Expo, but I might bring some stuff in case you guys want a game. Yeah, that would be cool, mate. There's plenty of gaming tables in the gaming zone. We tend to bring card games like Magic the Gathering and that just because they're portable. But I think David's bringing Osprey's Imperium, the deck
Yeah, I'm
building game.
Going to bring Imperium Horizons. Going to bring some God tier. And what was the other thing that I was going to bring that I suddenly had a thought about bringing tonight? God tier, Imperium Horizons, Rebirth. I'm going to bring Rebirth because you haven't played Rebirth yet. I'm going to bully you into playing it. The Scottish fucking.
Oh yeah. I know the one.
Energy token
Area
one.
control type. Ewok says if you want a nice family board game, he heartily recommends Flamecraft.
Give that a look at.
Yeah,
Ewok,
I've seen stuff about it. Ewok. It's highly commended for its art. I believe it's one of those games that's beautiful.
To be fair, I may be doing some shopping for my boy at Expo because I may have done stupid. I may have got him into Magic the Gathering.
Oh my god, that's going to be fucking expensive. Shako says Chain of Command is overrated. Good game, has a cult following. Yeah, as I say, I've heard people rag on it. I do like the moving disc thing, the deployment game at the beginning. And do you know what else has made me think I might look at it? The way that we've been able to experiment so easily with rule systems for these fantasy rank and flank games. Once you've got a good set of World War II minis, the world's your oyster.
Again, it's part of the reason why I went out and bought a German army for World War II is so that I've got more options. Because the only World War II that I have a lot of at the minute is Flames, isn't it? So because I have a lot of Flames models, they're only really 15mm scale. It's a little bit hard to abstract down bolt action to this kind of scale.
What with they become different games though, don't they?
Exactly.
Yeah, they are different. That's miniature scaling in games. You know, it's only the purpose for doing it has to be to change the experience of the game itself. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense. I need to get some sand texture on these bases, and I'm in very high danger of actually getting something finished on stream, which is crazy.
Can I get boys and girls' opinion?
Yeah.
Actually.
Well, we will definitely be able to buy Commander at Expo, Trevor. There'll be loads of people selling it. So, generally, it's been a fucking killer year for.
We're on track with our hobby goals, aren't we?
In terms of our resolutions and all that shit, it's all going very, very well. Did you want your table up, mate?
Yeah, can you just come down to my table, Cam?
Yeah.
So, boys and girls, Flames of War, little diddy 15mm scale soldiers. Will that work? Or is it a bit coarse?
Do you know that it might end up looking a bit out of scale, mate? Looks a bit chunky to my casual eye. That's exactly what I was going to say, Shakos. Pour some out into a container and like push the miniature base under it dry and see what it looks like with the miniatures in it.
Hang on, I'm on it.
That will tell you whether it looks right or wrong. To be honest, you might get away with it. I find that 10 to 15 mil is actually quite forgiving. 6 mil is a fucking nightmare.
What about that? Does that work?
I think that'll work. Yeah, I think that'll work, mate. Yeah.
Awesome.
I think that'll work. It doesn't look ridiculous. Like
No, it doesn't.
Like Damon says, it looks more rubbly than loose ground. But that's fine.
Let's find my wet palette.
I need to
all
clear
that
some
shit
space
needs to move because it's in the fucking way. Right.
So,
oh, actually, while I've got my camera up, boys and girls, the assay office is now dry.
Look at that. I love. Apparently, Shakos says that your camera doesn't do the colours justice, and I think that's fair, but it just goes to show you how good they are in the flesh. Because I think that yellow looks fucking amazing, and the textures look really good as well.
But the only thing that leaves a little bit to be desired is this. They could have sublimated the back.
I'm just saying that a certain individual could have sprayed it before he put it together.
No.
Basing paste the best for 15. Shakos says I meant the photos. Sorry, mate. Oh, I see what you mean. The
photo on the front doesn't give it
justice
compared to it being built.
Ich verstehe, was du sehen.
Right.
Or sagt, I should
Western
say.
Europe.
Tim, where are you?
What colour are
My
you?
German is failing me.
German was always failing you.
He's right.
Where's me flat earth?
Dear. Which basing pastes do you use, Shakos?
Right, I'm done with my camera before I give everybody motion sickness.
I was looking at some basing pastes at Partisan. Was it the AK Interactive ones?
Yes, it was the AK because you were glad you'd paid for your stuff. Actually, tell the boys and girls at home how much of a twat you are.
That's harsh.
Am I fucking wrong though?
Are you talking about my slight miscalculation on static grass, where I could have taken the opportunity to stock up on massive amounts of cheap static grass and then came home and immediately ran out of the stuff when I was doing my Callistra Hills. Could that be what you're referring to?
Might be what I'm referring to when I said, "Are you sure?" And you went, "Yeah, no, I've got loads. I'll be able to do all them hills."
Yeah, well, I did 1 out of 3 for a run out. So, yeah, okay. Mistakes may have been made, but that's fine. I'll soon get some static grass. It's not a problem. I can't remember how much those big, like, I don't know what they were, 400-gram, kilo fucking containers were. Can you
12
remember?
quid. 12
Sorry,
quid.
12?
Well, yeah.
Right, okay.
They were the same price as what you paid for your big bag of snow.
My, oh, which I was so glad to get, by the way. Fucking... Jeez, Dave, we've only got 25 minutes left on the stream. What? Oh, I see. That's your comment. Do you want to tell everybody what a twat you are? I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Fucking cheeky bastard. Oh, dear. So, yeah. That's the hot tip from us. Take a step back and enjoy what you've got. Do you know what, as well? Here's another thought. It makes me realise what a fantastic hobby this hobby of ours is. Because actually, if you can show some personal restraint and just buy a few bits here and there, and, you know, you do have to commit to a certain degree. It's not a complete, you know, freeloader's paradise. The hobby does demand stuff of you, but once you've actually committed to some stuff and spent a bit of cash and a bit of time, the amount of enjoyment you can get out of the stuff that you buy is pretty bonkers, isn't it, mate?
I mean, again, just coming back to like what Paul said, you just need to, once you've got the main bits under your belt, once you've got like an army or two, particularly with the likes of bolt action, you can just run wild. And all your extra purchases are for like your terrain and bits and pieces, build that collection out, and then once you've got your terrain collection going, you can go wild and do 3 or 4 different scenario. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The world is your oyster. I mean, again,
and in fact,
similarly,
you've put it even better than me, because it's like, it's about the collections. When you have collections, the collections have their own momentum, don't they? And they
well,
allow
again,
you
it's like
to just...
look at me this year with my rank and flank. I've only got about half of my army painted so far, but I have legal forces for Hobgoblin, Oathmark, Kings of War, and Old World.
Yep.
One collection doing the lifting of 4 different games.
Yeah. As I say,
And again, the terrain that I'm playing rank and flanks on is my 15 mil Flames of War terrain that I had last year.
Yeah. All heavy lifting done in different collections. Yeah, it's great. It's great. I love this hobby.
Again, it comes back to what we've said time and time before on the channel. Yes, the feature pieces of terrains for certain games are nice, but actually, the more agnostic you can make your collection, the more stuff it will go with, the better it will actually be.
Yeah, and I tell you what as well, let that dictate the order of purchases, unless you're picking up something because it's an insane discount and it's like I either buy it now or I pay 3 times the money later. Just like when you're buying miniatures for the games you play, buy what you need, don't get fucking sidetracked into buying extra shit you probably won't play with. Same's true of terrain. Buy yourself a good collection of, or a good set of hills. Buy yourself some roads, some rivers, some trees, some fucking generic looking random rocks. And then when you've got them, you can buy buildings that might be a little bit more specific, whether it's in setting or tone or scenario. Do you know what I mean? Bridges. There are just certain terrain features, hedges. Make them your first
Again,
purchases.
if you're playing multiple scales as well, try and build your collection so it's relatively scale agnostic if you can.
Yeah.
If you're buying your trees and your hills, just don't put like 10 mil static graph stuffs on that come up to a 28 mil person's knee and a 15 mil person over head height.
Yeah. Because like yes, you could say knee length grass, yes, but this is like I don't know, fucking Southeast Asian grasslands or whatever. Yeah, but then you can't use it for 15 mil because who would have grass growing over their fucking head? Was it like Children of the Corn, the war game? But if you buy something that's a little bit shorter, it's usable in both scales. But yeah, like I say, I am really enjoying this year. I'm enjoying this year in terms of my hobby way more than last year. I think last year,
Yeah.
I think I
I
don't
think
know
last year was a learning experience for us as well, though,
in terms of
because
what.
we did do the terrain thing, and we bang the drum on this channel a lot about terrain. It's always the bridesmaid; it's never actually the bride. Let's give it some time and love, and let it see it out. But actually, there's a reason. It's always the bridesmaid, and it's never the bride. It's always a fucking nightmare to do. It's always a nightmare to wade through it and get a project done because you spend 5 times the amount of time that you would compared to painting a miniatures.
It certainly can be, depending on the terrain, obviously. But again, ironically, we've managed to get more done in terms of terrain. Shakos says, whatever you do, don't have illegal forces. You have the old bill round. Fucking hell. The game police! Excuse me, sir. I think you'll find that those are not the correct bases. Fucking God forbid. What was I going to say? Yeah, ironically, saying to ourselves, yeah, we're going to do all this terrain. Yeah, we didn't really. Not only did we not do much, but we didn't enjoy it a whole lot.
It killed our mojo a lot, didn't it?
Just by saying, here's an idea. You already had a shit ton of stuff. Why don't you just play with it? And immediately it's like, okay, well, what can I spend my money on then? Guess it's terrain. And suddenly, what became a chore was no longer a chore, but actually a source of enjoyment.
Like my dwarven army. I've spent at this point about 2 months solid on it, getting a little bit sick and tired of dwarves. What have I done to diversify? Primed the Frostgrave Warband ready for the campaign that we're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm currently painting the bases on my Flames of War miniatures ready for my game on Monday because I'm fed up of my little bastarding Flames of War miniatures just being on rectangular grey plastic bases. And all I've got left to do on my Flames is just pick out the weapons with some gunmetal and some wood, and my Flames is done. Why the fuck has it just been sat on my desk collecting dust for the last 9 months?
Yeah. Again, The thing is, again, it's just about all you need is the correct motivation to get stuff done. And sometimes you can't force it. I tell you what, as well, and this pisses me off in a way, right? Why the hell are campaign-based games where you've got like a narrative that runs through them so fucking satisfying? Because, God, it's so much easier to do play one-off games, but it's absolutely unarguable that campaign games
I'd
are more
actually argue
satisfying.
it's better to do campaign, because the reason I say it's better to do campaign is once you've got your army, you can play 5 or 6 scenarios. If you do 6 one-off games, you've got to have 6 one-off armies painted.
Oh, only what if they're different games? You mean, or do you
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, but I meant even in the context of like if you and I to just throw down. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did it with Rich the other week, and it was still a good game. But just playing a generic out of the rulebook bolt action game, it's not the same as like taking the or chasing the Russians over the bridge on the way to Stalingrad, or you know landing my force of Americans on fucking
Okinawa.
Saipan Beach, Blue Beach, whatever it is, trying to take Saipan Island. It's just so much more fun.
Yeah, I know what you
God
mean, dude.
damn you, wargaming.
Now, there's a question. Where's my mortar team? There he is.
Here's a
Found him.
question for everybody at home. So, we're talking about my bolt action Pacific campaign. And
It's not a vintage cheddar Shakos.
What is he on about?
Need the dust for a good 9-month mini.
So yeah, talking about my Pacific Islands campaign for bolt action, one of the features of the campaign book is that it does each of the island landings, they follow a pattern. Obviously, there's the initial American beach assault, Japanese counterattack, then the inland push, and then the last stand by the Japanese. So each of the island assaults follows very similar sort of like plan and very similar missions. And obviously, for the beach assault missions, you need a beach map. And it has rules for deep water, shallow water, sand, and then the ground above the beach. And it's very specific. Now, Deep Cut Studio do a great one. But now David has suggested, because the beach mat is so niche and unusual, David has suggested that I would be better off buying like the cheapest version of it that I can and maybe laying it over another mat rather than paying for the fucking neoprene backed stitch edged pimp version, because frankly, when else am I going to use a beach mat? What do you guys think? Should I go cheap, or could I end up regretting it? Are we wrong? And is a beach mat super useful? Because to be honest, I am sort of thinking David's right. And if I wasn't paying this campaign book, I don't know as I'd be using a beach battle map.
Get a bag of sand.
Okay. Get a bag of sand. Rude.
I mean, again, dude, for the price it is.
Yeah, I already have a good quality water mat, Shakos. Do you know what? That is a good point. Just a plain water mat is more useful than a beach.
Well, again, hear me out, right? Club's got a desert mat that barely sees the light of day. and you're playing a lot of your campaign games at club, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm sure people wouldn't mind if you borrowed that, used your water mat, and used your fucking Greenfields mat on the top and just layer them up. Because the club ones are fabric and they'll fold, mate.
Yeah. I need them to be 6x4 though.
Well, no, you just need 4 foot wide, don't you?
No, you need 6 foot wide because we had this before. The beach
Oh, is it along the
gradient.
long
The
edge?
beach
Oh, for
gradient
fuck's
is
sake.
on the short edge. So it's 6 foot side to side.
Okay. Yeah,
To
that
be
kind of
fair,
stuff is
it
nice.
had occurred to me to do some sort of like Frankenstein, just use my water mat or get a 6x4 water mat and then just create the beach part. But the thing is like, if I get the plain cloth foldable mat from Deep Cut, it's like, I think it's about 40 odd quid. And like
Yeah,
I
but if you
say,
get the neoprene, it's the other side of 100
yeah,
for a
I
double
actually
sided, and
priced
you
up.
put a desert on the back. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it was €159 for the double-sided stitched 6x4 fucking beach on one side, northern desert on the other. And I did think, I thought about what you'd said, and I thought, is he right? I think you're right. I think a beach mat. I think the it's just like beach scenarios in war games are such an oddity. I mean, Jesus Christ, even in that Marianas and Palau campaign book, only 1 in 4 of the missions is a beach mission. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, again, the only other thing being if you've got a beach mat, you could play some Kings of War on it and do like an Armada beach assault. So play a game of Armada, and do you know what I mean? To play like a linked campaign of your Salamander army coming ashore, and then play like a game of Oathmark or something as a beach assault for people arriving off the boats. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
That
mean,
would be the
Shakos.
only other use I could see for it, mate.
Yeah, I mean, you could create beach assault scenarios in anything you like. I mean, we could create a fantasy beach assault scenario by just using my Carnivale wooden boats to dress the sea area and have troops coming ashore. There's all sorts of shit you could do.
I'll tell you what it might be worth. What about that other company? Is it Patriot that do the print your own mats that are always at Expo that you got your?
Oh, that's a good shout. I might look at them. You see, the thing is, Shakos, I do like your idea of getting a sea mat, a bag of sand, and a green mat, and then just laying one over the other and blending it with the sand. Except at the club, in a public place, the mess and the cleanup on that would be horrendous. I don't mind doing it at my house, but doing that like at a games club would just seems to me like it would be a massive pain in the balls.
Here's another idea, Paul.
Yeah.
Could you get like the rubber-backed vinyl,
Hi, Rich.
or some conveyor belting from Rich, and just do like the sand texture and into like a yellowy filler, and just do some strips, and then you can build and layer them up. Because then you can make them modular with wavy edges and everything to go between your water mat, your land mat, and everything else.
Yeah.
If they've got a bit of flex to it.
So to talk me through that again. Get the
conveyor belt in
Yeah,
material.
yeah, yeah.
Put some like yellow flexi corking filler that you can get, because you can get it in like that light wood
fuck.
grain effect, and then
Yeah.
just throw a load of sand into it. Black Magic Craft's done a video on it.
Shit, yes. Create like a fake beach. Huh.
Oh, Ewok! Fucking hell!
Fucking hell.
Are you saying Paul is the immigration officer from Little Britain?
That's fucking brilliant, mate. Oh my god. That's comedy fucking genius. Oh my god. See you later, JJ.
See you later,
See you at
JJ.
UKG, mate. Oh dear.
But yeah, I'd give that Black
Look at
Magic Craft video a
Shakos.
watch.
Shakos says Patriot do course custom prints. Maybe you could order. Do you know what? Maybe you could order like a fucking wavy edged strip mat to go over a basic mat.
Well, again, there's that Deep Cut do the like neoprene rivers, don't they?
Yeah.
That lay on. That's all you're kind of really looking for, isn't it? Just a lay on sand effect.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? Your fucking idea about Rich's blue belting material, that's genius. Did you say black magic? Because obviously you'd have to make sure it rolls up and is flexible and doesn't crack and shatter and
well, again, you don't
piss everywhere.
Look, radical idea. Look at it like I've got my flexible roads. I still keep them relatively flat. They're flexible so that they'll go over different surfaces and under bits and pieces, but they're all just in a bag tucked in a box.
Yeah, but I don't want a 6-foot fucking beach.
No,
in 1
but
foot
if you
sections.
fucking... Why not? Because
Yeah.
if it's 1 foot sections, you can then tweak and change the contours. You could do like a bay landing with a tiny little bit of water into the corner going into the rest of the greenfield mat.
Yeah.
It gives you more diversity with your table setup and layout, mate.
It fucking does, doesn't it? And what do you think would be best? Go with a C mat and then lay on top, or go... Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? You'd want a C mat.
You'd put your 6x4 C mat down.
Yep.
Then you'd put your sand on top, but only once you've put like your 6x4 greenfields mat on top. Do you know what I mean? And then you just hide the seam.
Yeah.
As I say, Black Magic Craft's done a video. Might just be worth having a look at, as well as having a look at Patriot for it.
And again, like you say,
I know you can change the deep cut print map by putting buildings and stuff in different places, and certain scenarios are like 16 inches of water, 16 inches of sand, 16 inches of greenfields, yeah?
yeah.
But flip side being, you could have 6 inches of water right at the edge of the map for like your rank and flanks, for your boats coming ashore, just as a little decoration. Then have like a 12-inch strip of sand, and then have the rest of the greenfields map for you coming ashore as a raiding party.
Fucking hell. Look at Ewok. I thought Paul was anti-diversity. Fucking hell.
No, do you not? Oh no, was it Little Britain or was it Come Fly With Me? I think it was Come Fly With Me, with the very, very racist border guard, and he has like that immigration board game. Do you remember it?
Oh yes, I remember seeing a clip of that.
I'm gonna have to find it for you and show you at the show.
Where the fuck was that from? It was definitely the guy out of Little Britain. It was David
I think it was,
Walliams.
yeah, David Williams and Come Fly With Me, I think.
Fucking hell. I look at Shakos saying if Jarvis still do railway mats on a roll and if they have a sand one.
Yeah.
There's lots of ideas there. Do you know what? I'm glad I asked you guys now. Although, in a way, I'm not glad because now I don't know what to do at all. I've got far too many fucking ideas. Right, it's gone 10 o'clock. Let's call it. I've got a busy day tomorrow. I've got to take the wife to hospital. So, lose the old eyesight. Let's do this. So, thank you very much if you watched along with us tonight. We hope you had a good time. Hope you got some hobby done as well. That's what it's all about. Get the work done. I did really well, to be fair. I got everything based.
Did you?
Everything got sand textured. Got my javelins glued in place. I had a bit of a win, frankly. Very uncharacteristic of me.
Bollocks.
Thank you. First of all, let's say thank you to our co-stars over in the chat, the people who really entertain you and who make the show what it is. And if you can only find time to do one thing, please click the like button. It does help to push these obscenely long and waffly 2-hour idiotic videos in the YouTube algorithm and get us just a couple more clicks. So if you want to do any of the other stuff, share, comment, subscribe, then feel free to knock yourself out. Do whatever enhances your YouTube experience. It's for you. And with that, we are going to say we will see you not in one of your Earth weeks, but in 2 of your Earth weeks. And if you're coming to UK Games Expo, then we'll hopefully be able to bump into you all. If you are going to UKGE and want to grab a pint or a sandwich, as we are sort of like there all 3 days, comment on this video, and I will find some way we'll work out some way to message each other and get in touch and share locations and that sort of thing. If you're already on Tabletop community, the easy way is to message me, DM me on that Discord channel. I'm on there as WarbossD, I think, as you see written below here. So yeah, and we'll see you at Expo. And after we've enjoyed that, we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Night, everyone.
We're off to Birmingham.
Birmingham. It's great. Little bit litter bound, but fine otherwise.
It's another Thursday night. I see Crispin's wearing tights. Spam is getting in the bath. Young David's full of wrath. Paul is tightening his straps. Where on his apron you saps. Technical difficulties. They're really such a crime. Technical difficulties. They happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop 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 time. Cheese meat is on day release. Dan still tries not to crease. And Ewoks keeping nice and warm. In bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening up the can. a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop 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 time. Cheese is on day release. Damn Chef tries not to crease, but Ewoks keeping nice and warm in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening another can. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. 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 Cheesemeat is on day release. Damn me up tries not to crease, and Ewoks keeping nice and warm in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening another can.